One of the alternative call to action buttons that you should have on your retreat sales page is a get in contact button. So you can choose between scheduling a call or get in contact. And the get in contact will allow people to send you a message via a form so that they can have their questions answered as opposed to booking straight away. Sometimes they're not quite ready to book and therefore want to have a conversation with you. If you've chosen that they should contact you via a form, this is the tech tutorial showing you how to set it all up. So on your sales page, you will have a button called Get in Contact. And basically the link will go to a page that has a contact form in, and somebody fills out the form and then they get redirected to a thank you page. Let's go through the process. Let's start off with, we work backwards. We create the thank you page first, then we create the contact page, and then we connect the contact page to the button. Head over to your website dashboard and create a new page. You're going to call it thank you. You're going to save the draft, and whichever builder you're using, I use Divi, you then create the thank you page. And what we would like to do is add a text module. We're going to acknowledge that the form has been submitted correctly, that it has been received on your end, and that you will get back to them within a set time frame. But then while they are waiting, we want them to take another action, and that could be following you on Facebook, connecting with you on Instagram, watching you on YouTube, or even just going to the blog. So we want them to stay in our ecosystem. So instead of just saying, thank you, we'll get back to you in 24 hours, we want them to take some more actions. So this is the page to do that. Now we have done something similar on the booking confirmation page. So let's just pull that up. If you haven't watched that tutorial yet, you can go and do that, and I'll show, it shows you how to set that up. But I've already done that for you. So let's have a look at that page and what it actually says. And we're going to be doing something very similar on the thank you page. So instead of saying booking successful, we're going to say thank you. We have received your message and we'll get back to you in 24 hours. Something similar like that. And then we're going to have a what happens next. And we can say, while you wait for us to get back to you, let's connect on Facebook. So this is what we're going to do. If you've already created this page, you can copy and paste this. If not, which is what we're going to do together now, we will create it. So let's go back to the thank you page. We're going to have a text module with a title that says thank you. That is going to be an H1 tag. And we're going to add a short little text saying, so we've received your message and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Update that to your brand voice, however you would say it, and tailor it to that. Okay, so I've added a little bit of extra text, and that is, remember to check your spam and promotions folders. If you haven't received a reply, please email us at the email. It's nice to have this text because very often people forget to check these folders, and they then think that nobody's replied, and then it breaks down the whole communication chain. So if you just remind them to check that, so within 24 hours, if they haven't received a reply, if they can first check spam and promotions folders, and if they haven't still received anything, then they can email you directly. So it's just a nice little reminder. And then we can add a section that's called what happens next, or what to do next. And that is going to be a title, an H2 title. I don't want it to be italic. And then we're going to do something similar to what we've done on the booking confirmation page. While you wait for our reply, let's connect on Facebook. And then we add a button here as well to get them to go to Facebook. You would make sure that the link is connected to your Facebook page URL, and you want to open it in a new tab. Then we just make sure that it is all aligned. We'll align the rest in the middle just now, and then we're going to customize the style of the button, the background color. I need to get from my other page with my little color tool to keep it all on brand. And the text color in white. Now let's just go and style the text. I always prefer putting the text on the page and then styling it afterwards, as opposed to doing it as I go. It just, for me, is much quicker. And then paragraph text, a line in the middle. Perfect. And then I just want a bit of spacing just to break up that page a little bit. And look, I've got a lot of space here. Okay, and then we click on save. Just always check if it looks good on mobile as well. Super. And then we can go ahead and publish it. Now we have the thank you confirmation page done. Now we can go and create the page where the contact form is on. If you have a contact page already, you can use that page. If you don't have one, then we create a page together. So let's go and create that page. Add new, and this will be get in contact. Save draft, and then start building the page. It's a very simple page. All you need is a title, a little bit of a paragraph text, and the form. And then that form's going to redirect to the thank you page we've just created. So let's do that. The title is Get in Contact with Tiffany or us, or whichever way you would like to say it. Right, so this is very generic. You can obviously update that based on what you would like to say and what's aligned with your brand voice. We're going to align that in the middle. And now let's add the form. So your builder should have a contact form module, and using that is more than sufficient. What are the form fields we're going to need? We keep it as simple as possible. The name, email address, and message. No more is needed, really. If you would like to add a telephone number, we can do that, but then just set it as not required, because that might be a barrier for people to fill it out, because they feel that they will be bombarded with calls, with the typical sales calls. If you would like to add a field, you can do so here, and you can add the telephone one. But I like to keep it as simple as possible. Then we don't scare off any people. We can just rearrange that a little bit. Okay, but I'm going to take that away. So you have your fields. You can ignore the success message, because that basically is for when people fill out the form and you see the success message right on the same page right there and then. The problem of doing that, and the reason why we've created a thank you page, is when it comes to measuring how many people have filled out the form, it's much, much easier to measure it if it gets redirected to a thank you page, because Google Analytics can then see how many people have seen the thank you page, and we can deduct then how many people have actually filled out the form. If you would like to update the button itself, the text, you can do so, or leave it as submit. That's absolutely fine. Also important, make sure under email, where is this, when somebody fills out this form, where is it going to go? Is it going to be emailed to your email address? Then it's very important that you do that, because if you don't, then it kind of gets lost in space. in internet space. So make sure you've added your email address where the form submission is going to be sent. And then this is where we're going to set up the redirect. So we're going to enable redirect, and then it's going to ask for the URL. We go back to the page we've just created, the thank you page, and we copy the URL and we paste it in the redirect URL field, and then click on save. You can style it as however you want. You can make it narrower, but this is the generic contact page. Then we click on publish. 2 more steps. One is to attach this page to your sales page button, and then always test. Make sure that it's working. So fill out the form yourself and see if you received the email. If you don't receive the email, then there's something wrong in the setup and you need to go back and just check it. So let's exit the Visual Builder and connect this page. I'm going to take the URL, copy, go back to your sales page, to the button, and add the link to your button. And click on save. Now let's try it out. Let's exit the Visual Builder and do a quality control. Let's click on the button. It goes to the form page. Great. Now I'm going to test it. Test. Mine has a spam capture there. You can, your system might have a different one, or it might not have one at all. Click on submit, and then it redirects to that thank you page. And now the last thing to make sure that it's working, let's go to your email address. And here we go, it came through well. And it's got the name, the email, and the message. So literally I can then reply, and I can reply back straight to that person. And there you go. Now you've set up your whole contact page flow, right from getting in contact from your sales page, filling out the form, your thank you page, and then receiving that message into your email inbox.